Have you ever wondered why you're not making as much profit in your home service business as you should? In this video, I'm going to go over profit first, which is an accounting method that makes sure that you're making profit first.
Nice one, mate.
And you're paying yourself, but still being able to run the business efficiently. Know who I am. My name's Sergio, and me and Johnny actually run a portfolio of home service companies that do over 7 figures a year. And we also have the Home Service Academy, where we teach people how to do the same thing with their home service businesses. So a little background, Profit First is actually a book written by Mike Michalowicz, and in the book he talks about a accounting method which basically flips everything on its head, because traditionally we look at our finances as income minus expenses equals profit. And that's normally how we do it. But what he did is he flipped the equation and he said income minus your profit equals your operating expenses. And what that allows you to do is kind of reverse engineer how much money do I need to be making to make this much profit and be able to pay myself X amount, and then what am I left with so I can run the business. Now, I highly recommend you guys not just watch this video, but actually read the book, because it really goes more in depth on this whole strategy that I'm going to be talking about and why it works in your businesses and how to more specifically apply this to your business. So highly recommend the book. So step one is going to be figuring out what are your operating expenses when it comes to the overhead of your business. So the main ones are going to be your marketing costs, your software costs, and if you have an admin or someone that helps out in the office, that's also going to be included here. Now, make sure that you're not including your costs to do the job directly.
I'm not paid for that.
We're not including the gas that it takes to go to the job, the materials.
It's expensive for you, it's expensive for us.
The labor that's on the job, that's gonna be separate. So right now we're just talking about operating expenses that are overhead. So you're gonna write down all of those expenses when they come out of your bank account, because that's gonna be important later on. And then how much is that expense? Now, after you have that list, you're gonna break it down into 2 different sections. One is gonna be from the 26th of the month to the 10th of the month. And then the other one is gonna be from the 11th of the month to the 25th. Now, the reason that this is because on Profit First, you have to take draws every 2 weeks, and that's gonna be on the 10th and the 25th of the month. Now, these are the days that you're gonna be doing your allocations. You're gonna allocate to your taxes bucket, to your profit bucket, to your owner's pay bucket, like where you're gonna pay yourself, and then the rest is gonna be in the bank account for operating expenses and making sure that the business is flowing. So one caveat to this method is the buckets. And what they recommend in the book is that you get different bank accounts and like separate checking accounts to like put your money into separate buckets for taxes, for profit, for owner's pay. But that doesn't work at every bank. Where we bank, it's actually more difficult to do it that way. So what I just do is I manually have an Excel spreadsheet where I say if I put in $3,000 for profit into the savings account, that's for profit. And so I can keep track of that kind of like in my spreadsheet. And you know, you can do that in the book or on the website. I know they have recommended banks that you can go through that support the Profit First model and having multiple bank accounts. So you can definitely look into that. Now, after you have your operating expenses all sorted out, you know what that number is. So you know, like every 2 weeks, that is maybe $3,000 or $2,000, whatever that number is. Now you reverse engineer that, so then you're able to say, okay, if I want to put away 10% for profit and then another 15% for owner's pay, and then you know your cost of goods sold, which is what I told you guys earlier, the cost to actually do the job is 50%. Then you can reverse engineer all of that to say, okay, if I want to pay myself $5,000 a month, which is 15% of the total revenue, then we know that we have to make $33,000 this month. So now that you have all of that figured out, you know, like how much money you want to be putting towards each of these buckets. Now, you might be asking, what happens if I don't hit $33,000 a month? Well, you know that you still need to pay your operating expenses. You're still going to need to pay your cost of goods sold on the jobs that you do perform. But your 15%, if you hit, 25,000, is gonna be less than if you hit 33. And that's the point. You're not gonna pay yourself on the 33,000 projection because you didn't hit it. Why should you pay yourself for that? Because you were only able to hit 25,000. So having this model actually keeps you accountable to hitting your goals, because in order to make all of these numbers work, you need to make sure that you're hitting the goals that you set for yourself. One really cool thing about this is that what he says in the book for profit is actually every quarter you're gonna be doing a distribution to yourself, which is kind of like a bonus. So say you end up putting away $10,000 away in profit into your savings account. Every quarter you're gonna take 50% of that 10,000 and you're actually gonna distribute that to yourself as a bonus. That's a really cool part I like about this, because you're able to reward yourself for actually hitting those goals and actually saving away for profit. And the rest of the profit, you can decide what you want to do with that. You can use it to grow the business more, invest in different things, or even pay yourself more if you want to. But all in all, I would highly recommend anybody to do profit first, because it's only really gonna help you in the long run and be able to like set your business up for success. Now, I highly recommend you guys read the book too, just because that goes more in depth and it has the charts on like how much money you should do, on how much percentage of your revenue you should allocate depending on your revenue. You know, like $100,000 a year company is going to be different from a $1 million a year company. So you do have to take that into account, and also like the industry that you're in. But you can definitely read the book or listen to it. I'm more of a listener, so that's why I actually listen to the audiobook. If you guys have any questions about profit first method or home service businesses in general, put them down in the comments. I'd be happy to answer any of them. While you're down there, the link for the book is actually down there. Made it easy for you guys to get it if you want. And if you want to see more content on home service businesses or business in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.